Okay, so get this right. Researchers think they're close, like really close, to cracking open Satoshi Nakamoto's original Bitcoin wallet.
Tuh,
The Genesis wallet.
yeah.
It's nuts.
It is pretty incredible. That wallet, I mean, I think it's got like 1.1 million Bitcoins in there from way back when Bitcoin was just getting started.
I mean, think about it. That's enough money to retire like
Yeah.
1,000 generations
Yeah.
early, right?
Yeah.
But how did we even get here? A lab in Kentucky, of all places, claims they figured out part of the wallet's security keys?
Yeah, yeah. There's this news article we're looking at today, and it lays out how they're going about this. They've already, apparently they've managed to crack like 8 out of the 12 mnemonic phrases that protect the wallet.
Hold on. Mnemonic phrases for someone who doesn't speak fluent Bitcoin security.
Right.
Can you break that down a bit?
Sure. Think of it like each phrase is like a word from a secret list, and you need the correct 12 words in the right order to unlock the wallet. And these researchers, they've got 8 of them. They're working on the rest.
So it's like
Yeah.
a super high-stakes game of Wordle. What happens if they actually get all 12 words?
Well, that's when things get really interesting. I mean, someone could suddenly have access to all that Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and we could see a ton of Bitcoin hit the market all at once.
I mean, wouldn't that be disastrous for the price of Bitcoin? Like, we're talking a potential flood of coins here.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely one possible outcome. It's a big concern, actually. That kind of sudden sell-off, I mean, it could crash the market, send prices, like, plummeting. We've never seen anything like this before. It's uncharted territory.
But Bitcoin's been through a lot, hasn't it? Like, it's been declared dead so many times, and it's gone through crazy price swings before. But it always seems to bounce back. So is this really any different?
That's a fair point. Bitcoin has a history of resilience, that's for sure. You know, it's fueled by its decentralized nature. But
Yeah.
this is different. It's not about market sentiment or, regulatory changes or something. This is about the possibility of a huge shift in supply.
Okay, so maybe this is a bigger deal than people realize. But how are they even trying to crack these phrases in the first place? It's not like they've got like Satoshi's diary or anything.
Well, from what I've read, they're using what's called a targeted brute forcing technique, probably something called a dictionary attack. So basically, they're using software to test word combinations, possibly focusing on words related to the ones they've already found.
Wait, they've already gotten some of the words? What are they?
So far, they've decoded Kentucky, chat, fried, Friday, Vivo, chicken, dollar, and 50.
Pride and chicken. I'm starting to think Satoshi was a big fan of KFC. Maybe we should check the drive thrusts for clues.
That's funny. It is interesting, though. It really shows you the mystery around this whole thing. Like, who was this person? What were they thinking when they picked these words? And what will it mean if we actually figure out the rest of them?
So we've got this potential market crash looming. We've got a team in Kentucky working against the clock, and we've got this mystery that's been driving people crazy for over a decade. Where do we even begin to unpack all of this?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is understand how this attack actually works. Like, what does it actually mean to brute force a Bitcoin wallet? And what challenges are they facing as they try to crack those last few phrases?
All right, let's dive into that then. This is where things start to get a little technical.
Yeah, it does. But don't worry, we'll break it down so it makes sense. Even if you don't have a degree in cryptography, we're really just trying to understand the power of this technology and its limitations too, and what it all means for the future of Bitcoin security.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so imagine you're trying to guess someone's 4-digit PIN code. You could just try every combination from 00000 to 9999 until you get lucky. Well, brute forcing a Bitcoin wallet is kind of similar, just on a much, much larger scale.
So they're basically just trying every single word combination until they hit the jackpot.
Yeah, basically. But the thing is, the number of possible combinations is just enormous. I mean, think about it. Each of these mnemonic phrases could be any one of thousands of words, and they're trying every combination of 12 of them.
My head's already spinning. So how could they possibly do that in any reasonable amount of time? It's got to take years, right?
Well, that's the thing. They're not just relying on brute computing power. They're using strategies to narrow down the possibilities.
Like what?
Well, for example, they might look for patterns in the words they've already got, like Kentucky, chat, fried, and all that. Are there any connections there? Do they relate to each other in a way that could hint at the missing words?
So it's almost like they're trying to get inside Satoshi's head. like trying to understand how they thought.
Exactly. They're looking for clues, for any kind of insight that could give them an edge in this race against time.
This is like a real-life crypto detective story,
Hmm.
and we're just getting started.
Yeah, we are. And as we go deeper, you'll see just how complex this is and challenging. It's a fascinating look into the world of cryptography, and the stakes are really high.
All right, well, let's keep going then. I'm ready for more.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens if they actually pull this off. What happens if they crack those last few mnemonics? Does someone just become like the richest person on Earth overnight?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, it's not that simple, actually. Even if they get the words, it's not like they can just, walk into a bank and withdraw the money.
Oh, right. I guess it's not like just logging into your online banking and transferring the
You know,
money.
not at all. I mean, remember, we're talking about the very first Bitcoin wallet ever. The technology has changed so much since then. The security protocols are completely different now.
So they might unlock the vault, but still not be able to actually get the treasure inside.
Yeah, kind of like that. They'd have to figure out how to interact with the blockchain using software that might not even exist anymore. It's a huge technical challenge. Could take a lot of time and expertise to figure out.
Man, this just keeps getting more complicated.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say they do manage to move the Bitcoins.
Right.
What kind of chaos are we talking about here?
Well, the most immediate impact would probably be a sharp drop in Bitcoin's price. All those coins hitting the market at once, it could overwhelm demand, and that would lead to a big sell-off.
Oh, okay. But wouldn't that create an opportunity for people who believe in Bitcoin long term? Like, it'd be like a Black Friday sale on Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's possible. There would definitely be investors looking to buy Bitcoin at a discount. But the problem is the sheer scale of this potential sell-off. It's unlike anything we've ever seen. It could trigger a panic in the market and lead to like a cascade of selling that drives prices down even further.
I see, I see. I'm starting to understand why people are so worried.
Huh.
But I thought Bitcoin was supposed to be, like, decentralized. Shouldn't that protect it from being manipulated by one person or group, even with all those Bitcoins?
Yeah, that's a good question. And honestly, that's being debated right now. Some people think that Bitcoin's decentralized nature will protect it. They think the market will eventually absorb all those coins and that, the underlying value of Bitcoin will stay strong.
So it's a battle between fear and faith. Those who are afraid of the crash versus those who believe in Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. And there's no way to know for sure who's right. This whole thing is a stress test for Bitcoin and for crypto as a whole.
So this is bigger than just the price of Bitcoin then. We're talking about the future of the technology itself, right?
Yeah.
And whether it can really live up to its promise of a decentralized financial system.
Absolutely. If they can crack Satoshi's wallet, it makes you wonder about the security of all Bitcoin wallets. It challenges the foundation of trust that this whole technology is built on.
I see what you mean. It's like finding out that Fort Knox isn't as secure as we thought.
Right.
It makes you question the whole system.
Exactly. This whole situation is a wake-up call for the crypto world. It highlights the need for better security, more robust safeguards.
So this could actually be a good thing for innovation, a chance to make Bitcoin even stronger.
It could be, yeah. Every challenge is also an opportunity to learn and improve.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the technical stuff, but we can't forget about the elephant in the room, Satoshi Nakamoto.
Right.
What does this all mean for, the mystery surrounding Bitcoin's creator?
Well, that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating. If they crack those remaining mnemonics and someone gets control of that wallet, it could actually bring us closer to figuring out who Satoshi is.
Wait, really? How?
Well, imagine if the decoded phrases reveal something, like a pattern or a message or some kind of clue, something that points to Satoshi's identity. Or maybe the person who gets the Bitcoins decides to come forward and reveal themselves as Satoshi.
Wow, that would be crazy. The whole world's been trying to figure out who Satoshi is for years. Could this finally be the answer?
It's possible. But even if the mystery remains unsolved, this whole thing gives us a glimpse into the early days of Bitcoin and the mind of the person who started it all.
It's like we're piecing together a puzzle. Each mnemonic phrase is another clue, bringing us closer to understanding Satoshi.
Yeah.
But we're still missing those crucial pieces.
And those missing pieces could be the key to understanding not just the past of Bitcoin, but its future too. Will it become that decentralized currency it was meant to be? Or will it become centralized and controlled?
Those are some big questions, and it sounds like the answers might be hidden in those last few mnemonic phrases. But what about the ones we already have? Kentucky, chat, fried, Friday, Vivo, chicken, dollar, and 50. They seem so random, but they have to mean something, right?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are they just random words that were easy to remember? Or do they have a deeper meaning, some kind of hidden message waiting to be deciphered?
Maybe they're coordinates to a secret Bitcoin stash, buried somewhere in Kentucky.
That's a good one.
Or maybe it's a recipe for, like, the world's best fried chicken.
Maybe. Maybe. The truth is we just don't know.
But it's pretty amazing, isn't it, that just a few words could have so much power. I mean, they could unlock a fortune, unravel a huge mystery, and even shape the future of finance.
Yeah, it is. It really shows you the power of cryptography, how it lets us encode information and create systems of trust that go beyond borders and institutions.
Wow, this conversation has been a whirlwind. We've gone from, like, hacking algorithms to the philosophy of Bitcoin.
It has been a lot.
My brain is full.
Mine too. But I think it's important to step back for a second and appreciate the big picture. We're seeing a huge shift happening in technology and finance. And what happens next will have ripple effects for years to come.
I feel like I've just taken a crash course in everything Bitcoin.
Me too.
But this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The story's far from over. The coming days and weeks are going to be crucial. Will they crack those last mnemonics? Will Satoshi come forward? Or will the mystery just get deeper?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This deep dive has been incredible.
It has been.
I won't forget this one anytime soon.
Me neither. It just reminds you that in the world of crypto, things are always changing. And sometimes the most unexpected things can lead to huge transformations.
Well said. Well said. On that note, I think it's time to wrap up this part of our deep dive. But before we go, I got to ask, what's your gut feeling? Do you think they'll crack those remaining mnemonics?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's a race against time, code versus cryptography. The outcome is anyone's guess.
So we wait, and we watch, and we see what happens.
Yep,
This has been a wild ride, and I think it's only just getting started.
I agree.
Thanks for walking us through all of this. It's been fascinating.
My pleasure. Remember, the world of crypto is constantly evolving, so stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future is still being written.
This has been the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.
So we've talked about how hard it would be to brute force the Genesis wallet, but let's say, just for fun, they actually do it. What happens then? Does somebody just win the Bitcoin lottery and become the richest person in the world?
Not exactly. Even if they crack those mnemonics, actually getting into the wallet and moving those Bitcoins, that's a whole other challenge.
Oh, so it's not as easy as logging into your bank account and just hitting transfer.
No, not even close. Remember, this is the OG Bitcoin wallet, the very first one.
Right.
The technology and security, it's all changed so much since then.
So it's
Yeah.
they might find the key to the vault, but they still can't open the door.
Yeah, something like that. Think about it. They'd need to figure out how to use that wallet with today's blockchain, using software that might not even exist anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a massive technical hurdle.
Okay, but let's just pretend for a second. They figure it all out. They get those Bitcoins. Right. What kind of chaos are we talking about then?
Well, the first thing that would probably happen is Bitcoin's price would plummet. Think about it. All those coins flooding the market all at once, demand couldn't keep up. And that would trigger a huge sell-off.
Okay, but would that be a good thing for people who, believe in Bitcoin long term? It'd be like a fire sale, right?
Maybe, yeah. Some investors would definitely jump at the chance to buy Bitcoin at a discount. But the problem is the sheer volume of selling would be unlike anything we've ever seen.
Right.
It could spark a panic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, people could start selling out of fear.
And that makes the price drop even more.
Exactly. It's a domino effect.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to get why people are worried. But wait, isn't Bitcoin supposed to be, decentralized? I thought that meant it was protected from this kind of manipulation.
Well, that's a good point, and it's something that people are debating right now. Some experts think that Bitcoin's decentralized nature will win out in the end. They argue that the market will eventually absorb all those extra coins, and Bitcoin will recover.
So it's a battle between fear and faith. Those who are afraid of the crash and those who believe in Bitcoin's future.
That's a good way to put it. And the truth is, nobody knows for sure what will happen. This is a huge test for Bitcoin and for the whole cryptocurrency world.
This is about more than just, the price of Bitcoin, isn't it?
Right.
This is about the future of this whole technology. Can it really create a decentralized financial system? like it promised.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If they can crack Satoshi's wallet, it raises questions about the security of every Bitcoin wallet.
Yeah.
And it challenges the whole idea that this technology is built on trust.
So it's like if Fort Knox could be broken into,
Yeah,
suddenly nobody would trust it anymore.
exactly. This whole situation is a wake-up call for the crypto industry. It's showing us that we need better security,
Right.
stronger safeguards.
But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe this will lead to some positive changes.
I think so. It could push people to innovate and make Bitcoin even more secure.
So it's like every crisis is also an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but we haven't talked about the big question. Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
What does this all mean for the mystery surrounding Bitcoin's creator?
That's what I find so fascinating about this whole thing. If those last few mnemonic phrases are cracked and somebody gets control of that wallet, it could actually lead us to Satoshi.
Wait, really?
Yeah, imagine this. What if those decoded phrases reveal some kind of hidden message, a clue that points to Satoshi's identity?
Whoa.
Or maybe the person who gets the Bitcoins decides to come forward and reveal themselves as Satoshi.
That would be insane. The whole world has been trying to figure out who Satoshi is for years.
I know, right?
Could this be the answer we've been waiting for?
It's possible. But even if we don't solve the mystery of Satoshi's identity, this whole situation gives us a glimpse into the early days of Bitcoin and what motivated the person who created it.
It's like we're putting together a puzzle.
Yeah.
And each mnemonic phrase is a piece,
Right.
bringing us closer to understanding Satoshi.
Exactly.
But we still need those missing pieces.
We do. And those pieces might hold the answers to some really big questions. Not just about the past of Bitcoin, but its future.
Like what?
Like, will Bitcoin live up to its promise of being a decentralized currency, or will it end up being centralized and controlled?
Those are huge questions. And it sounds like the answers might be hidden within those remaining mnemonic phrases. What about the ones we already have? Kentucky, chat, fried, Friday, Vivo, chicken, dollar, and 50. I mean, these seem so random. They have to mean something,
Well,
right?
that's the big question, isn't it? Are they just random words? Or is there some hidden message in there?
Maybe they're coordinates, leading to a secret Bitcoin stash hidden somewhere in Kentucky.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's a recipe for the world's best fried chicken.
You never know.
The truth is, we just don't know. But it's pretty amazing to think about, isn't it? Just a few words could have so much power. They could unlock a fortune, solve a mystery, and maybe even change the future of finance.
I know. It's incredible.
It really shows you the power of cryptography, how we can use it to protect information
Yeah.
and build systems of trust that can change the world.
Absolutely.
This conversation has been wild. We've gone from hacking algorithms to the philosophy of Bitcoin. My brain is officially fried.
Yeah, mine too.
But I think you made a really good point earlier. We need to step back and look at the bigger picture. We're witnessing a major shift
We are.
in technology and finance.
Yeah,
And whatever happens next will have a huge impact for a long time.
I agree.
I feel like I've just been on a crash course in Bitcoin.
Me too.
And it's not over yet.
Nope, this is just the beginning.
The next few weeks are going to be crucial.
They really are.
Will they crack those mnemonics?
Yeah.
Will Satoshi finally reveal themselves?
Who knows?
Or will the mystery just keep getting deeper?
We'll have to wait and see.
This deep dive has been amazing.
It has?
Seriously, this is one I'll never forget.
Me neither. This just goes to show, in the world of crypto, things can change in an instant. And the most unexpected events can lead to the biggest transformations.
So true. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
But before we go, I gotta ask, what's your gut feeling? Do you think they'll crack those remaining mnemonics?
Honestly, I have no idea. It's a race against time. Code versus code breakers. Could go either way.
So we wait, we watch,
Yeah.
and we see what happens. This has been a wild ride, and I have a feeling it's only just getting started.
I agree.
Thanks for walking us through all of this.
Of course.
It's been fascinating.
My pleasure. And remember, everyone, the world of crypto is always changing. So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay engaged, because the future is still being written.
Wow, we've covered so much ground in this deep dive. Brute forcing, market chaos, a million Bitcoins on the loose.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
But honestly, what I keep coming back to is the human element. Like, this whole story revolves around Satoshi Nakamoto.
It really does.
This person, whoever they are, they created something truly revolutionary. And yet, They walked away from it.
Ew.
They chose to remain anonymous.
I know, it's fascinating, right?
It makes you think, what would Satoshi think about all of this? All the hype, the speculation, the potential for their own creation to be turned upside down.
That's a great question. I mean, it's impossible to know for sure, but I have to think Satoshi understood the risks involved.
Right.
They knew Bitcoin would be disruptive, that it wouldn't be a smooth ride.
Maybe they even saw this coming. The possibility of their wallet being cracked.
That's interesting.
The potential for their identity to be revealed.
It's not out of the question.
I mean, Satoshi was brilliant, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
They were thinking steps ahead of everyone else.
Right.
Maybe they even built in some kind of safeguard. Or a hidden message that we haven't found yet.
Now you're getting into conspiracy theory territory.
I know. But wouldn't that be wild? What if those remaining mnemonics hold the key to unlocking Satoshi's true identity, or their plan for Bitcoin all along?
It's definitely a possibility.
This mystery keeps getting deeper and deeper.
It really does. And this situation, as crazy as it is, it could be what brings us closer to the truth.
So we've got this puzzle with missing pieces, a potential Bitcoin earthquake brewing, and a mysterious figure pulling the strings from the shadows.
It's like a crypto thriller.
It really is. But where does this leave Bitcoin? If the Genesis wallet can be compromised, does that undermine the whole idea of decentralization, the security that Bitcoin is supposed to be built on?
That's what a lot of people are worried about.
If Satoshi's wallet isn't safe, what does that mean for the rest of us?
I get it. It's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But I think we need to remember Bitcoin is more than just wallets and transactions.
Okay.
It's a network, a community, an idea that's taken hold in the minds of millions of people.
So you're saying, even if this shakes things up in the short term, the long-term vision for Bitcoin is still intact?
That's what I believe. This is a test for Bitcoin, a challenge that will force the community to adapt and evolve.
So maybe this isn't a bad thing after all. Maybe it's a chance for Bitcoin to prove itself.
Exactly.
To show that it can handle anything.
It could be a defining moment for Bitcoin.
Wow.
A chance for it to become even stronger and more resilient.
You know, it's almost poetic. The creator's own creation being put to the ultimate test.
It is.
And the outcome will determine the future of this technology.
It really will.
This is why I find this whole thing so fascinating.
Me too.
It's not just about money or technology. It's about ideas, principles, human ingenuity.
Well said.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for this deep dive.
Yeah.
But before we go, I have to ask, what's your gut feeling?
Yeah.
Will they crack those mnemonics?
You know, I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
It's a race against time.
Right.
A battle between code and cryptography. The outcome is uncertain.
So we wait and see.
We do.
This has been a wild ride. And I have a feeling it's only just getting started.
I think you're right.
Thanks for being here. It's been
Wow.
amazing talking to you about all of this.
Thanks for having me.
This has been the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep